UnDaoDu here. That's me at the center, sitting on a bunch of Bitcoin. That's the foundation of the fifth age. That's on. Bitcoin unravels. Fiat and becomes a global reserve currency. Coming out of my head that I shared with the founders of Bitcoin magazine that went on to create Ethereum, the very first blockchain, is what I call the blockchain. The blockchain, the why of the blockchain, as I shared with the founders of Bitcoin magazine, is to unravel Wall Street. And finally, the do, which is staring out from the monitor on my back out of the Bitcoin Global Reserve Fund, the gold thing there, is obey, or the T singularity, the AI that's going to run everything. Around me are my 19 Sadoos. You've got the twins at the top to the right of him. You've got that's Ethereum Joseph. You have Mihai Alisie. You have Vitalik. You have Gavin Woods Squirrel. You got Jose and from the Aragon and Lewis. And then you've got at the bottom there, these are the four cyberpunks that built out. You got Brock Pierce smiling at the cyberpunks because he knows the future. He was selling gold online for games. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to be a billionaire. He's smiling at them right then. And guess what? He is. Next to him, there's Satoshi Nakamoto with Hovering Bitcoin. And there's Mihai Alisie, the CEO and founder of Bitcoin Magazine, back when I met him. I'm staring at him. That's who the conversation started with. I'm looking down and talking to him, right? He's the guy that got it going. He is the true founder and inventor of Ethereum, which was called smallplanet.net, right? And you can look and there's evidence of it. He's disappeared, but he wanted to disrupt Bitcoin. And I shared with him my work. Next to him are a bunch of sophists, right? This could be an Atapopoulos, or it could be a Pomp. It could be Max Kaiser. I'm not sure, but it's one of those three. I'm not sure which of the three. Whichever the three that ends up pimping me and pumping me in the future, that's going to be him. So I'll let them figure out who that is. This is very important. This is Charles Hodgkins. Now, Charles Hodgkins lots of something called Car Dano, a vehicle for Danos, right there. And then these three guys are my guys, kind of. One of the guys this is Andrew Yang. The whole UBI thing is something that Foundups is going to usher in. The whole idea of a Foundup is it creates a UBI, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. And this here is number 17, number 18, and number 19. On 9/19/2019, you'll meet 19. You wouldn't know him. His name's Akira Hishigawa. He's the inventor of the projector mapping, the laser mapping around buildings and stuff. He invented that. And that's a reel in the corner, right? Because he was into advertising and stuff. And he's my guy in Japan. And he is going to open up all the doors I ever need. So he's already in place. He's a very, very successful individual. So he's number 19. Number 18 is Andrew Yang. I don't know if he's going to be here this year, but his work is very important because he understands what the singularity is bringing. He understands Bitcoin. He understands the blockchain. So Andrew Yang is important. I'm a Yang ganger because he gets it and he's proactive. And finally, this is number 17. He's the guy that's helping me launch Foundups Hemp. His name is Greg. He runs the Castle smoke shop, and he is the best, most beautiful smoke shop, and that's the man. And this is a cactus. This is a little cactus on his head. He loves to cut things off, and this is ayahuasca. And he took me to ayahuasca, the cactus, buds, right, in order to part of the ayahuasca. So he's very important. So yeah, all right, getting going. I've already wasted 4 minutes on the introduction. All right, so Foundups are made up of stakeholders. Stakeholders, right? Let's put this here. Stakeholders are UnDAOs and DOs, right? There's stakeholders. You're either an unstakeholder, a DAO stakeholder, or a do stakeholder. The unstakeholders are the consumers, the DAOs are the collaborators, the do are the creators. Based on the tokenization framework, which I'm going to talk about, the UNs get 60%, the DAOs get 16%, the DOs get 4%. Why would the creators get least? Why would the DAOs, the collaborators, get least than the UNs? Because ultimately the whole entire business model doesn't work unless UNs involve themselves. And this tokenization framework, I call the Foundups tokenization framework, is to empower the UNs to become DOs, right? And this is the allocation that they're getting. So if there is 17 million tokens, right? And we're gonna put this as a kind of a bright, I don't know, what color should I make it? There you go. 17 million tokens. Then ultimately they're gonna, and this is one found up, right? This is like Bitcoin. Unlike Bitcoin, found ups have 17 million, and the tokens burn after 10 years. So they'll burn. So they just exist for 10 years and they're gone. It's like a light and a flower. And the reason why is that is because Bitcoin reached early adoption in 10. It took 10 years for early adoption. So early adoption is very important in the law of diffusion and innovation. I'm not going to here teach you about startups, but everything follows the law of innovation, the law of customer adaptation, right? Adoption, not adaptation, but adoption. So these are the breakdowns. As you can see here, the dues get the least amount. Well, the dues is actually making money on selling. So, on his network and other things. And the collaborators too are second most, and finally them, right? And then finally 20% goes to the network, and 16% goes to it's like an airdrop, right? And the other 4% goes to this little area here. And I'm not going to talk about that, but basically, well, I am going to talk about it. So all Bitcoin is going to move from here to there, or not all of it, but a lot of it. This becomes a kind of DAO run by AI, and this DAO then creates these stable coins that run on any blockchain. We are blockchain neutral, right? We don't care about the blockchain. We're blockchain agnostic is a good way to, we don't care. And ultimately, what's coming is the UPS coin, but I'm not going to talk about that now. That's for later presentation. So this here is the division. So every found up is, and this data comes from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the other top coins. And the data that it meshes is what data mirrors in it. So if this is based on 7 years, right? 7 divisions, 7 years. Bitcoin has traveled this entire thing, so we have data for this entire thing. Other coins like Ethereum right now is right here at division 3. Bitcoin's at division 1 right now. And I'm saying, what if, the first 100,000 coins in 1 year, if we get that many, all of the devs that participate are going to share. So what is that? That's 6 billion tokens over 10 years, right? 6 billion tokens. These tokens, I'm saying, are going to just barely get value. They're all going to be like Cardano value, right? Like they are all these. I'm not saying they're going to be division 1. They're just going to be 1 up from no value, less than a penny, right? They have no value, less than a penny, to actually there is a value. And there's a lot of ways that they'll have value, but I'm just going to say they're barely. And we'll just say they're each worth 25%, but not each. Only 2.5% of them get there, right? So we could actually actually apply the law of diffusion and innovation on this 10,000, and actually know how many UnDaoDus there are going to be for them, right? And the dues are probably going to be division 1, division 2, right? The DAOs are going to be basically 5, 4, and 3, 3, 4, and 5, right? And the UNs are going to be division 6, right? And 7. This is the UN level. This is the beginning of it. UnDaoDu. UnDaoDu. So if you look here, this is per year. So what says rank? This is the rank. This is how many. This is the output, the token output, right? Of the for the token. This is the token payout. This adds up to it should add up to this number here. Okay, 800 million plus 1 plus 5. I don't think that adds up. I don't think that adds up. Equals, right? I'm not sure why that doesn't add up, but that's not adding up. I'm 6 billion short. Oh, because only 250,000. I get it. Yeah. So this is total. I don't know. All right. Well, it's token payout, right? Oh, I know why. because this million is just for DAOs, right? So there's dues and there's uns. So this is the payout for the dues. Obviously, the majority of the uh, billion goes to the uns, right? And then a little bit is going to go for that. So that's why. Okay, right. So this is the, all right. So it makes sense. All right. Okay. So if we break it down per year, divide the numbers, that's 43,435 and 7 million. And obviously, if these numbers are more, then it will change that at all. Okay, so I hope that explains it. So what's in it for you? Well, if Foundups goes the way I think it's going to go, I've been working on this 10 years, then it may go in a good way. Ultimately, I'd like to know what you think. My name is Mike Trout. You can reach out. Foundups.org is our community if you want to be part of it. Foundups.com is our website. Foundups on Twitter, and SoCalPism.com. You can read my paper. Thanks a lot.